Welcome back, folks. This is our last segment of Love and Laughter with Beth. So we've got to get to the nitty gritty. I've got Bobby Duncan here with me. We were talking to Phoenix Hamilton, who is a professional sex worker, full service. So this time I want to find out what advice she's got for us amateurs who really aspire to greatness, right? I want to be one of the greatest lovers of all time.
I think we all do.
Yeah, we all do. Everybody does, but we don't know who to turn. Well, now I'm calling Phoenix from now on and going, okay, what can I do? So tell us, what can people start with? What have you learned? I don't know. Tell us everything.
So I'm learning a lot. I'm actually kind of vanilla when it comes to sex. I have been so far. I've never.
Vanilla, excuse me for one sec. So people may or may not know, but vanilla means basically non-kinky. So it's sort of more the hetero-traditional, missionary, doggy, oral.
Okay. Right, yeah. Because I've only had sex with cis hetero men. In the past.
Men that are born male and identify gender-wise, yes.
Sorry, I throw around those terms.
I know, and it's good. It's good to learn something.
We're learning.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I love about the whole sex industry and stuff is and like your question, learning about techniques and stuff. But there are sex educators actually that I work with who are ladies at the brothel. So I learn stuff from them. And I honestly, I think I'm just an intuitive sex worker, I'm just kind of a natural a little bit, but I have a lot to learn still about certain techniques. And I was going to say that I've never had sex with a woman. I've never had a threesome yet. Okay. I've never pegged a male person.
Oh. See, we talked about that a little bit.
Yes,
which is one of my fantasies. I have a strap on. I have a dildo. That's a good size, I think, for it. And I want to, but that's part of why I got into sex work, because there are all these things that I'm always thinking about doing, but you don't want to scare somebody off. And I guess at the end of the day, I do just want the sex, the main sex. And so I just kind of would settle for that in the past, but now I want to do other things, adventurous things, but get paid to do it in a safe environment with people around to give me advice, which is really cool about being at the brothel.
And with people that really want to do exactly what it is, right? Because they're going to come into the brothel, and if they're not into pegging, they're not going to want to do that with you and stuff. So again, and it's so much easier to say that rather than on a first date, hey, here's my list of, things I like to do. Are you interested in pegging? And most, if I say that, men, they run for the door anyway. So, it's kind of scary. Don't look at me like that, Bobby.
It allows me to be sexually adventurous in ways that I wasn't comfortable doing. And some people are, and that's awesome. But I wasn't comfortable doing that before. So now I get to explore.
And get paid for it. $1,000 an hour minimum, folks. When we think about why would somebody do this, $1,000 an hour minimum. Pick your own hours. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. All sorts of safety. Okay, and you have a couple of specialties, right? Because at the brothel, each woman picks or identifies her specialties. What are your specialties?
So my specialty is the girlfriend experience. I'm a talker. Like I said, I like doing emotional labor for people. I find that fulfilling. So the girlfriend experience is more maybe traditional missionary style sex, but with cuddling, maybe before and after, talking about the client's life, them asking questions about my life, us connecting on a personal level instead of just the sex act. Which some people are looking for that, and I have some clients who are just looking for that too, and sometimes I'm in the mood for that. That's the great thing about sex work that I love, is that you can see a different sex worker for different things, and that's one reason I say that I'm for the decriminalization of sex work, because I would hire a sex worker. Sometimes I want a guy to come over and listen to me talk about my day and and have some nice sex with me and then leave. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. And only be concerned with your happiness and stuff.
Yeah. My needs being at the forefront, and not having any guilt, no kind of coercion, involved, and no messiness at the end. It's we share this experience. There are clear boundaries around it.
It's like going to a restaurant and you order your meal and you pay for your meal and you don't think, oh, am I supposed to help with dishes? Right? Am I supposed to clear the table or something?
Exactly.
It's like, I'm going to go, I'm going to eat, I'm going to be happy, I'm going to pay. It's simple, and I'm going to leave. I'm going to tell them that was a great meal. And
because not all of us have the ability to cook at home. And that's something I say. I relate cooking and sex work a lot of the time.
I didn't know that, so that was just a coinky dink.
Yeah, because cooking is one of those intimate things that we do for people that we love, and it's really intimate to people and cultures and a lot of reasons. But cooking is something that you'll also pay somebody to do for you, because it's legitimate labor and it's a legitimate need. The need to eat is legitimate, and sometimes you don't have a kitchen and you need someone else to cook for you, and it's really nice to be able to have that service available.
I see a cookbook on the horizon.
That would be so much fun.
I know. Go ahead. Yeah, you write that down.
Yeah, I'm going to write that down. Can we do that cookbook together, Phoenix? I'd love to do a book with Phoenix. That would be awesome. So I'm already picturing the book tour. We'd have just a blast.
I know.
Okay, what do you think at the brothel, even if it's not for you, what do you think one of the most popular things that men seek?
The most popular that we have is called the half and half, the most popular party, which is half intercourse, half oral sex. That's typically what most people want.
Which is so vanilla, right? That's the amazing part. It's so vanilla, and yet they'll pay so much money for it because for whatever reason they're not getting it at home.
For many different reasons. Yeah.
Okay.
Do men talk about those reasons? Do they feel compelled to explain to you?
Not always, but sometimes. And sometimes I'll ask. I like to ask a lot of questions and understand them. I guess that's what my advice for being a good lover is, obviously listening and trying to understand your partner's needs and where they're coming from and all of that. But yeah, so I do know why. Some of them it's just their lifestyle. They work a lot. They're really committed to their jobs. They don't have time to develop a romantic relationship with somebody, but they still have sexual needs, and they look to meet those needs in an ethical way. See, to me, sex work is incredibly ethical when done correctly.
I'm with you. I used the term ethical porn the other day, and people didn't know what I meant. I was like, you're not worried about people being trafficked or being harmed in the making of the porn.
Right, exactly.
Same thing with full service sex work, right? If it's ethical, everybody can win.
Yeah, seriously.
I like that.
It's a mutually beneficial, arrangement.
And it's always been there. So when you're talking with clients and everything like that, and they're there and they have no obligation to you, they don't have to do the dishes, but do they still worry about your sexual pleasure?
Yeah. A lot of times they do. And they want to know, and like I said, I've had virgins, so sometimes they'll ask me, like they want to learn. And that's the other thing, is that a lot of times sex workers we're sex educators, sex therapists, like giving people a space to explore their sexuality and explore how to pleasure another person.
And I think that maybe that's something that people could take away from this, because there's this idea, especially in a long-term relationship somehow, where people leave off the emotional connection, that conversation, the sharing of their lives, their hearts, their concerns, whatever. And it becomes just the physical act of sex, right? And I say there's emotional intimacy, there's physical intimacy, and then there's a sexual/romantic intimacy. And people can lose that. And so even if they're just doing missionary and oral and they throw in that emotional, they're willing to listen to somebody, I'm pretty sure what you're saying is those guys may actually turn around and care about their physical pleasure too, which sometimes has been lost, right?
Yeah.
It becomes more of a give. So that might be something for people to consider too.
Having one without the other, I don't really get that, but I know it happens.
Having one without the other one.
The physical without the emotional, I mean.
Yeah. But it does happen.
Certainly,
For 22 years I was married, and we had boring married sex. We had a lot of physical and sexual intimacy with no emotional intimacy involved.
Well,
and
I think
shameful.
People are different.
Yeah.
Like that's what something I say all the time is people are different. That's something I think we don't accept a lot. We don't accept people who especially are different from maybe the main group. But there are people who they just like sex for the physical act, and that's not necessarily, there's nothing wrong with that. No. It doesn't mean that they don't care about people's feelings, as long as they're not doing it in a coercive way. But yeah, people are just different.
Well, and to me, I say it's like, champagne is wine with bubbles kind of thing. So, and so sex without emotional intimacy, it can still be good. It just may not be as good as when you add bubbles, right? It's not, I don't know.
And sometimes it can't be, maybe that's too scary. You know what I mean? And I think that's why a lot of my clients come to me, because they're too scared to ask, their normal partners in real life, or, potential partners for something specific. Right. So, yeah.
Do you ever use prostate massagers and stuff with your clients?
I have not yet.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, there you go. I'm going to give you an education on those.
Yes.
Plug and play.
You'll
be really happy.
Don't you have a sample in the trunk?
I am sure. I will. Okay. Yes, absolutely. We'll give you an Aneros prostate massager and check and see.
The parting gift.
Yes, exactly. But I think it'll make your clients even happier if you could, spend time with this beautiful woman and have a super orgasm from a male G-spot. I'm thinking that's win-win-win over the top.
That's a weekend.
That's a weekend there, right? Then you'll have regular clients. They'll be like, "Oh yeah,
there you go.
That's it." Your specialty could be prostate massagers.
Maybe
that would be very nice.
That's after the cookbook.
That's after the cookbook.
Right.
See, I just have so many ideas. I wish I could turn them off.
Okay.
So, okay, where can people find you? Because we're going to have to wrap this up now.
So my stage name is Phoenix Divina, PhoenixDivina, and you can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter. It's where I post my sex worker rights thing and just the fun stuff that I get to do and why I love my life so much. So
that's awesome. All right. Well, so Phoenix, thank you so much for being here. This was really interesting. I'm hoping maybe we'll have a few minutes and we can chat for just a few minutes, and we'll put an extra little bit on our YouTube channel for Love and Laughter with Beth, if we can, folks. And otherwise, Bobby, thank you so much. And Brandon, thank you. So, all right, everybody, we are wishing you good night, good love. I hope you have great dreams now.